Hey everybody, Evan Smith again, your ASUW president. Thanks for tuning in this week. It's going to be a little bit unique in that we're going to explore an issue more in depth that will be facing undergraduate students this year, which is differential tuition. What this is a proposal that is being considered by the state legislature and being more or less advocated for by the university. It's a new tuition policy that will change how higher education is funded within our state, relying more on our undergraduates to pay for the cost of their education. So a little bit background information. If you're a resident of Washington State, the cost of your undergraduate tuition each year is $10,500 more or less, not including mandatory fees. And the two programs that are most cited to implement differential tuition are business and engineering. And the numbers that we've seen have been ranging about $3,000 for business to $5,000 for engineering. And what this represents is the additional cost required to fully teach an engineering student, say, versus an English student, who right now, since we're all paying the same price, in essence, English students are more or less subsidizing engineering students for their degree. Just a side note, right now UW has the authority to implement differential tuition come autumn 2013, but as we all know in the state legislature things can go any which way. But this is the number we're using and the date we're using to advocate for and make sure everybody's educated to have the right conversation on our campus. So why is differential tuition happening, or why are we talking about it? There's two main reasons for why the university is looking to implement it, and it's one, the cost of your degree, and two, how in demand your degree is. So engineering, for example, extremely in demand. We're seeing, at least in the last couple of years, we've seen record amounts of applications and a lot of students getting denied. What we've heard is that if we were able to charge a differential rate, we could open a lot more slots by hiring more faculty, more TAs, and providing an overall better educational atmosphere. We've also seen the cost of education necessitating differential tuition. So, for business, you're seeing faculty that are costing increasingly more to recruit and retain, and overall just the cost of that degree is much more than, say, a low cost degree like political science. As it currently stands, the ASUW is opposed to the implementation of a differential tuition policy. And this graph here represents the core of our disagreement. It's really about access to education for all students. And what we're seeing here is potentially middle-income students who have less access to financial aid and less of the ability to pay an additional cost of tuition would really be hurt by seeing the barriers of access increased for knowledge on our campus. What we also see is differential tuition could act as a disincentive for students to pursue the degree of their choice. And it really makes deciding what field of study you want to do based more on financial means than what's right for the individual. And we see that as negative and potentially harming for the future of public education. And it also represents a fundamental change in how public higher education is funded, relying less on state support and taxpayer support, and more on the individual student, giving more of themselves and putting more burden on themselves to fund their education, which we see as a radical shift and something we need to talk more about on our campus. So we're going to be doing over the next couple months a series of panels and information sessions to get students more engaged on this issue. And if after this video, if you want more information or to see any more of this in more detail, visit our website at asuw.org and check out our differential tuition tab where you can find more information and submit feedback. Alternatively, you can always reply to me, asuwpres@uw.edu. I'm checking my email way more than I should be. I'd be happy to reply if you have any questions. So until next time, thanks.